let us reason.
Back into the bed once again, Abba Yahweh. Down on our knees, Abba Yahweh. We told you for keeping us, Abba Yahweh, from day to day, Abba Yahweh. Knowing it was not of any power of our own, but by your mighty strength, Abba Yahweh, that you breathe the breath of life in us once again, Abba Yahweh. And we will give you total this day, Abba Yahweh, on your Sabbaton, Abba Yahweh, in your bed, for we know that you're in the midst, Abba Yahweh. As your Malak speak to the house, Abba Yahweh. So strengthen us, Abba Yahweh, to go on through the battle, Abba Yahweh. To trust in you, Abba Yahweh, that we overcome every obstacle that comes our way, Abba Yahweh. Trust in the mighty strength of your hands, Abba Yahweh. For we know we can prevail, Abba Yahweh. Let your word go forth, Abba Yahweh, to touch the house of your nation today, Abba Yahweh. As they listen on the live stream, Abba Yahweh. Oh, Abba Yahweh, strengthen us here in this bed today, Abba Yahweh. As you Malak feed us, Abba Yahweh, the bread of life, the lesson, Abba Yahweh. To keep your nation, Abba Yahweh. That we will lift you up this day in your bed, Abba Yahweh. As the nations sing unto you, Abba Yahweh. Then the church to Hashemayim. Playing their instruments unto you and giving your precious name the honor, Abba Yahweh. Oh, we give you the highest praise of our hallelujahs. And the dance and the movement of our feet this day, Abba Yahweh. On your day, your Sabbaton, Abba Yahweh. We will baruch you this day, Abba Yahweh. We rejoice, Abba Yahweh, of knowing this great King, Abba Yahweh, to have such a great harbor for his nation, Abba Yahweh. Oh, hallelujah, hallelujah. Because only in you, Abba Yahweh, that we move, live, and have our being, Abba Yahweh. Told you for your precious Son, YHWH HaMashiach, and the precious dome that was shedded for your nation, Abba Yahweh. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Toda Yah. For YHWH HaMashiach. Hallelujah. Let us stand to our feet, nation. Blow the trumpet in the mouth of Yahweh and YHWH HaMashiach. Hallelujah, hallelujah. presence of Yahweh. Which is the Hashemayim. Kadosh is your mighty name. Your Melkut to come. Your will be done. And earth of Yahweh. And it is the Hashemayim. Give us this day our daily lesson. And forgive us our debt, our Yahweh. And we forgive our debt to her. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil, Abba Yahweh. For yours is the Melkut, the power and the honor, Abba Yahweh, forever, Abba Yahweh. So be it, Abba Yahweh. May it be fulfilled in the precious mighty name of Yahshua HaMashiach, Baruch Yomalak, and he speaks to the house today, Abba Yahweh. The nourishment, Abba Yahweh, the lesson of life unto your nation this day, Abba Yahweh. To endure this race just a little while longer, Abba Yahweh. Uproot and tear down, Abba Yahweh. Bring us in that perfect mind of your Son, Yahshua HaMashiach, I pray. Hallelujah, hallelujah.
Hallelujah, hallelujah. For this is an excellent time, YisraYah'ale. This is the Yama Abba Yahweh. So let us, with our offering of Todah and praise, lift our voices unto his Kodesh name. Let us clap our hands, YisraYah'ale, and make noise with our feet with joy unto Yahweh. Come on, YisraYah'ale. Nothing I can do. There is nothing I can do without Yahshua on my side. There is nothing I can YHWH. Yes, hallelujah. Hallelujah. His name is BONDAGE. BONDAGE is Yahweh's name. BONDAGE is Yahweh. BONDAGE is Yahweh.
Yahweh is in the very presence. Want to say Shabbat Shalom to the nation of YisraYah'ale scattered abroad. They are scattered throughout the earth, the nations of the Ulam, in every corner, every part of the earth. We greet you in Yahshua's mighty name. No name that is so beautiful. I love to sing to that name, and I love to call on that name because there is great power in that wonderful name. I have an unusual teaching for today. Those that have received the newsletter entitled speaks of itself. There is no ambiguity there. It speaks volumes. You will understand when I teach this teaching today. I want to preference one thing before I begin. I want to say to all of us that are quite juvenile and immature, you're not going to adjudicate the Torah of Yah, the speech of Yah, by your superficial emotions. It's not going to happen that way with him. And it certainly will not have any impact on what I shall teach you today. So I say it this way: if Yahshua said it, then I can say it. Shaul and the Nobi'im, if they said it, it is correct for me to say it in the same language, in the same order that they said it. And if it came uttering out the mouth of the great Abaya, then I know I have the passage. Say it. And it's not based upon emotionalism that we tend to try to adjudicate things within our self-preconceived ideas of things. We know what they mean and we are ignorant. We are a foolish people. There were many of those that thought that they could adjudicate the justice of Yah in Hurricane Florence. And those that had the pretense of prayer, she didn't alter her course. I don't pray like that. I pray, Yah, watch over YisraYah'ale. No one had the command to adjudicate the course of Michael. Michael is a protector of YisraYah'ale. Yet the storm tore up Mexico City and the area there in Florida. So the prayers did not adjudicate. The religious leaders and all of their prayers did not change anything at all. Neither can you adjudicate death, life, terror. You cannot. And we have with this preconceived emotion. We think we can. And it shows the folly and the stupidity of a nation. Where your language is not correct. I want to ask you all a question, no answer. Can anyone tell me what the words W-O-R-D means? Don't answer me. And so if every word of Yah is tahor, he is a shield and a buckler, I would think that we would start to understand what the word means. Or Imran in the language of Abraham. We are a people that detest Yah's reproof and his correction. But I's here to correct you today. You don't have to buy it. Makes no difference. And there are those that in their preconceived self-righteousness, they will say he used vulgarity. He's vulgar. And I tell you the inception of the word vulgar. I want to read this and define what it means. The word it generated, or its origin, was in the European culture. Whether it was the Germanic, Old English, and this is what it implied. And those that were wealthy, those that pretended that they had Lambros or Pope shoulder that day, will walk around, all of them with toothpicks in their mouth. And they would turn up their nose at those, they would say, look at the vulgar pig. You just ate pig. And many of them in their pretense, pretending they're picking their teeth. And they was just as hungry as the one that didn't have a meal that day. I want to define the word vulgar for you that are vulgar. And this is the concept of the word. The origin of the word was in the year 1000. That speaks volume, doesn't it? Yes. It was known as the Asi. It was interpreted in Middle English or English and the Old English as RC, and also the word EARS, ears. This is how the word vulgar became part of our vernacular. But I will display it in the form of a noun. And what the word vulgar actually means. It means buttocks. No one has ever said buttocks, have they? I want to show us our hypocrisy. You're not going to adjudicate what I say by your emotions. Your posts, your newsletters, your attack will not alter anything that I say. Nothing. And I teach this profoundly to us and those that will hear, because we still have a juvenile, insecure ways. I know what I'm saying, and I know how you respond. You don't get by me. Period. It implies the rectum. And so we, in our fancy speech of correction, we will say the buttocks. Yet the words vulgar, it came from that source which implies the buttock of the rectum. And then it was produced from the Greek word ura, ura. And the Greek word ura, it takes a forensic inspector to look beyond the parameter of my ignorance. It comes from one word. It is ona, on, o-o-n, ona, rion. Ona rion. So can I tell you what the word ona rion means? It is a young ass, a little ass. So the teaching is wild jackasses of a fool. Not a fool, but a fool. I'm going to bring it down to your level and beyond your chronic illness of ignorance. Can I do that? So if YHWH made a statement, well, I certainly can make the statement as well. Well, you often use the word jackass and fool. I want to define that. I'm not the one that sculptured the dynamics of this word by some form of my own vernacular. It was there before any of us were birthed.
Yes.
We're so self-righteous that we're ignorant.
Yes.
The word jackass, in our modern day language, it implies a male donkey. It has its attributes in the form of verbal expression. It is, quote, a contemptible, foolish, or stupid person.
Yes.
That's what it implies. When a mother says, boy, you're stupid,
Yes.
you're saying you're a jackass.
Yes.
I don't mind being a jackass. You'll understand.
Hallelujah.
We're so pristine and ignorant, we don't know a damn thing. The origin of the word jack, J-A-C-K, it is from the Middle English. It is Jahi. I'm quite sure there are no parents that name their children Jahi. That's not a name that is known in the English vernacular. I'm quite sure of that. It was used to address a male. It made no difference what the male was. That is the word. It is used especially to indicate one that is social inferior. What implies, quote, he's a jackass, unquote. Their knowledge is inferior. They do not have the ability to articulate along the lines of a statement that is conducive to reveal something. That's what the word jack. One that is inferior socially. And it extends in the sense to anything that is male. Anything.
Yes.
A male lion, Jackie. It was first recorded in the English language, our vernacular, in 1730. Jack plus ass. First recording of the word Jack, to our understanding, it became part of our vernacular and the English dynamic between the year of 1930, 1935. It was shortened for one word of hijack. I would define the word as. As a long-eared, slow, yet they are patient. I like that about an ass. Patient, sure-footed. Sure-footed, domestic mammal. Related to the horse, the sower. Used chiefly, I like this part, it was used as a beast of burden. There's one that bore the burdens of us all. We're so pristine in our stupidity, we don't even think that we're stupid. It is also an indicator of a stupid, foolish, or a stubborn person. Quote, you are an ass, unquote. I fit the description of an ass. There's something that's a wild jackass. I don't want to define that dynamic. I'm going to teach. I'm going to use the same vernacular YHWH is. As Zophar and Bildad, as Eob and Jeremiah and Shirach and all the messengers. This little immature generation that we're in, they know everything. And they don't know a damn thing. Can I proceed?
Yes.
Because you're not going to stop me by your emotions, how you dislike me. Irregardless to whether you think I'm right, it makes no difference. Because that was an old sin, you got to put the time in. You can't challenge me if you have not put the time in. You must put the time in to understand not only the ramifications of words, but how it is resourced in the language, how it is used. You don't do that. Right. Those that are listening, they do not as well. Yes. That's a fact. Yes. That's a fact. Yes. Period. I want to begin here in Matithia. I want someone that has the KJV. Who has the KJV? I want you to follow along with me out of the KJV. If not, who has the KJV? No one else has a copy? You want that you don't have the KJV?
No.
Okay. I want you to follow along. You have the KJV?
Yes.
Okay. I want you to follow along. Come here, son. Give that to Zachin Benjamin.
I got one now, right?
Okay. I want you to follow along with me in the KJV. It's important, all right?
Yes.
I have searched the origins of words, not only from the KJV, from the 1611, and from all kinds of reputable resources. And above all, I believe what the book says.
Yeah.
I want to begin here in Matithia. Matthew chapter 21, verse 2. We know the scenario of this profound spiritual action here. YHWH sends the Talmud retrieve that for him. Listen to me. That's why he has sent messengers and those that he has ordained to bring back the asses. Let me read here. Teach YisraYah'ale 21:2. This is what he said to them. I want you to go into the village opposite, opposed to you. And that's what YisraYah'ale, Yehuda is opposed. Oh, Maria, fact. He says, and immediately you shall find an ass. Anos. Simply an ass. Listen carefully. You will find an ass tied. Yehuda is tied to all of our traditions and lies. You're going to find one tied. There's a comma.
Yes.
And there shall be a plus. He did not speak of one ass. He spoke of two. There shall be a polos. Yes. What is that? A polos is a young ass. The attributes of Ephraim, Yehuda as well. Yes. You shall find a polos, a young ass, with the ass. Yes. A hola and a holabah. They were nothing but wild asses. I will prove all things. He says, loose them. Is that not what YHWH come to do?
Yes.
Loose YisraYah'ale and Yehuda. from the bondage of their jackass ways. They're fools. They're foolish. They're immature. We don't know anything at all because we're stupid. We're dumb. We know everything without even researching the resources, how to get a plethora of knowledge on any matter. We began to talk. Right. He says that I want you to bring them to me. Who are these two asses? It is the house of Yehuda, Teach YisraYah'ale. I want you to bring them to me, and I'm going to restore them. Listen in verse 3. And if any man says anything to you, you shall say to that one, Yeshua HaMashiach has need of them. Not one, but of them. He has need of Yehuda. He has need of Ephraim. He has need of them. Not singular, but there is a plural form in them. I have need of them. And straightway he will send them. In essence, there is no power of the shackles of hell can tie us down. When Yah calls us by name, there is nothing that can hold the nation back. Factual. I will prove all things. And then he gives them that understanding that you don't know that this would be. He said all this was done. For what reason? That it might be fulfilled, which was spoken by the Nabi, saying, I want to stop there. All of this, what Yeshua said to them, it was written by the Nabi, the prophet, and he spoke with volume. We don't buy what the prophets say. We're seduced by our own reading skills, and we think we have understanding. That is stupidity. Yes. It is stupidity. Yes. You don't adjudicate Yah by your emotions. You will go to hell. When Michael came, the woman was old. The prayers of the son did not adjudicate her. When Florence came, that was a mother and daughter. They that were praying all around did not adjudicate them. They did not say, pass that house. This is how ignorant we have become. We don't love true men of Yah. We don't love true messengers. We have no heart for them. Let me stop there. I want to prove this before I proceed to verse 5. Go to Zechariah. Keep there in Matithia. Zechariah chapter 9 and verse 9. I want to preface this because in the next verse of Matithia, these same words are spoken by Yeshua. It says in Zechariah chapter 9 and verse 9, he commands us to rejoice, O daughters of Sion, that's one, of Jerusalem, of the house of YisraYah'ale. Yes. That's one daughter. That's one daughter. Yes. That's one daughter. That's one daughter. Shout, O daughters of Jerusalem. That's two daughters. That's the house of Yehuda, the house of Ephraim. We have been birthed by the mothers of sincerity, and their hearts love truth of Yah, and they teach the Torah, yes, the order of the Rush. So he tells you to rejoice. Yes. Behold, your Melech, he comes to you. First of all, he is Sadiq. Yes. He's a just and righteous one. He is Yeshua. He is straight up and up front. Yeah. This is a damnable, hypocritical generation. No one is straight up with their neighbors. Yes. No one is honest. They're liars. It is the truth, my son. He is just having deliverance, semicolon, lowly. He did not come in some kind of expressive form that the world would know. He came in the lowliness that Yah commanded him.
Yes.
That only the house, Yehuda, Ephraim would know.
Yes.
He's going to be riding, listen carefully, upon a hamor. Riding upon a he-ass. That's what hamor is. There's an ass that's a he-ass. He's coming riding upon the he-ass. You have to listen to understand the dynamics of this. Not only is he coming on a he-ass, but he's coming on a year. He's coming upon a coat. It is specifically a he-ass. That is what the words are. He is. It's an ass. Yes. He understands burden. And the he-ass is patient. It will take the loads upon its back. We will not carry not one damn ounce of care for YisraYah'ale. We're so self-righteous and ignorant. Yes. Don't worry. Yeah. I have it. Yeah. He shall come on a year, a male ass, YHWH asses of fools. And the foal of an ass came forth out of the birth of an ass. What kind of an ass? An auton. What is an auton? A she-ass and a she-donkey. You understand? And this is the prophecy of the mighty messenger of Yah, that he used the word ass. And this is our ignorant, because we think our self-righteousness judicate. Let me be an ass. I want to be a beast of burden for Yah. I want to carry the burden that Yahshua suffered on that stake. I want to be a he-ass. We have become and produced a wild jackass of a nation. He's a beast of great burden. Yes. He's a beast of patience. Endure things without complaining, without murmuring, has the ability to stand still. Yes. He knows where his corn is. But not a wild ass. We are some of the most violent wild asses of fools. Yes. You can't ever imagine. This is a prophecy of Yahshua that he spoke of there in Matthew 21. I want to read verse 5 now. You that have the KJV, does it use that translation in the writing? And when you look up the 1611, there is no ASS, it is ASSES, Alsis, Ars. You're so proper in your dynamic of speech, you don't realize just how ignorant you are and what things you say. You have been trained that way. You've been taught that way. Look what it says in Matthew 21:5. He said, I want you to tell you the daughters of Zion. The daughters of Zion? Yah says, tell them that. Behold, look, expect. Your great Melech, your king, comes to you. That's who he's coming to. Yes. You true daughters of Zion? Because we have been taught with great expectation of the Rolls Royces and the diamond rings, that's why he's coming lowly. We are high-minded and arrogant. We think highly of ourselves and myself. We think we know more than everyone, and we supersede even Yah's righteousness because we have taken our own self-righteousness, which is a near nasty rag from a woman after her motley. We substitute that for the Sadiq of Almighty Yah. And you're guilty, nation. It tells us that he will come with meekness. And he will be sitting upon an ass. An anos. He'll be sitting on an ass. Kama and a polos, a coat. A foal, weos, HWEE hyphen OS, weos of, he's going to be sitting on a wheels, a one that is a foal. That's how he's coming. Now my forensic says to me, you can't take that weos without examining that to the fullness. And I did. Yeah. I want to tell you what the word weos in the Greek language implies. This is a word that is independent from words that would recognize a young animal. But weos says this. It is rarely used for a young animal. Generally of the offspring of men. That's when the word weos is used. And he came in the power of the loin of Miriam. His avatar, Yosef, when he was birthed by the power of Yah's truth. That was necessary for us to overcome the ills of me. Yes. We are subtly evil. We have the subtlety of darkness that was birthed in us because of Adam, and we are self-righteous beasts of a foal. And in a restrictive sense, the word is restrictive, really. The male offspring of what? One born by a father of a mother. That's what weos implies. So he came, he says, he came on the foal of an ass. The foal. There is no respect. Don't ask. Do what you're supposed to do. I water you. I don't want you praying because I have enough for you. So he identifies not only himself. In essence, they say that I know who my father is. And I know who my mother is. I come out of the heart of YHWH. You don't even know what YHWH is. So that's why we have disregard for it. That's why we don't respect that. Respect nothing that Yah commands us. He says, coming on that ass, or the father. Verse 6. Amatithia. And the Talmudim, they went and they did as YHWH Savah. He commands us every time we read something, it is the Savah. It is the command, the authority of Yah. And when you read it and understand, and you don't do it, then woe unto you. Yeah. We must get understanding in everything that we do. You're not going to have an excuse. You're not going to be the adjudicator for your wicked sons, your daughters, your mother, your offspring. And that's a fact. YHWH HaMashiach, the dawn doesn't, if that doesn't adjudicate, then nothing is going to adjudicate their violent, evil, sadistic ways. Only your self-righteous emotion. But you don't give a damn about me. They did as YHWH commanded them. They got verse 7. And they brought to him the almost an ass, they brought the ass. And they brought also the coats, the pullers. They brought a young ass, an ass of a colt. They brought that to him. They brought the coat, and they put them on clothes. What clothing were they? The clothing of Sadiq. We must, as asses, put on the righteous order of Yah. And I will bring knowledge to that as I teach. We have clothed our minds with every kind of violent, evil thing. We become so self-righteous that we challenge Yah. That His righteousness has no bearing. I know it says that, but there's an altercation there. And you alter that, you're going to die like a jackass, wild ass of a fool. Yah will never say that. You don't know me, do you? Get to the important things. And every step is important. And that's what they brought. They put on the clothes of righteousness, and they sat there, sat him thereon. He has the burden of the house of Yehuda. She's a she-ass. You can't tell her nothing, a whole lot and a whole about. They traversed the Nile. And every soldier they saw on a sewer, a horse, they were nothing but dirty whores. Yes. Every kind of disease came into them, and that's what we are. We're nothing but a dirty whore. There are those that get offended when I use the word whore. You will go to hell. Yes. We're nothing but dirty, disease whores. They were dirty, disease whores, and our minds are so diseased we have no affection. We have no care. We have no concern because we're that damn evil. Yes. We pretend. We pontificate. Yes. We speak words that are robust in lies. You're going to die that way, fool. And those, well, I know what Yahushua says. You don't call one raka. You're going to be in danger of the council. You call no one fool. Well, that's part two of that, all right? I want to deal with the wild ass this week. You're going to realize how ignorant you are. Yes. You speak by emotions. You've been taught the concept of that from a child by the mouths of ignorant men and Jezebelite women. You can quote it, but you don't understand the dynamics of it. Hallelujah, hallelujah. There was an occasion where Yahshua healed. He always healed on the Shabbatot. He sends His word out to heal us. He's saying out His word to heal us of our diseases. Yes. We're full of self-righteousness and ignorance. We're not clean. That's why we can lift up hands, clean hands unto Yah, because we're filthy as all get out of hell. It's a fact. Yes. He would that men will lift up hands everywhere. Yeah. It's so damn corrupt and self-righteous. That's another teaching. Yeah. Let me move in the Father. This one Yahushua healed on the Shabbat. He's sending His word today to heal you of your ignorance, our stupidity, our juvenile ways. That's what He's doing today. So He healed, and you have the same kind of attitude as those that saw Him that healed on that day. We are that ruler because we rule within ourselves. We're not going to allow the Torah to rule us or to instruct us. And so when He healed, Lucas gives us an account of that. These are the words of Yahshua. Luke chapter 13, verse 15. I'm not one that give you a few verses and talk all day around those few verses. I will show you the volume of the construct and show you what I'm teaching. It is constructive. It has been constructed by Torah. It is not some kind of deficiency that is brought about by some juvenile, silly jackass, wall-ass of a man based things on emotions. Truth. It says in Lucas 13:15, you disturb with me, and there are you that will be disturbed with me. And he says, or they question Yeshua, and when Yeshua answered them, it says in verse 15, then Yeshua answered him and said, he calls them, you damnable hypocrites. 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 You hypocrite. You're nothing but pretenders. And you dissemble with your lying, evil tongue. That is what a hypocrite is. It's one that is a violent hypocrite. They dissemble. They separate with their lying, evil, sadistic tongue. Quote, oh, I know what he said, but. And they make their congregation of liars and thieves and try to repudiate what the messenger says because they're guilty. Because they're guilty. Yes. He says, you hypocrites. I want to ask you something. I found myself here. Does not each one of you on the Shabbat lose your booze? I'm so glad that Yeshua loosed me today. Hallelujah. As an ox. Listen. Not only from the burden of carrying heavy sins. The ox was the one that when you needed work to get done, he was a bad boy. Yes. And he still is. Yes. He could bear the burden with his back. He could pull the heavy loads. That's why I've taken upon scriptures and learned of him. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. His yoke is easy. Yes, and his burden is very light. He said, don't you let the ox out on Shabbat. I'm glad that he let the ox out on Shabbat, that I can come and drink. I can come and eat from the table of Almighty Yahweh. He says, or his almost, don't you let the ass out. I will bring no burdens. I will bring not one burden into Yah's house on the Shabbat. And that is the ramification. And he is son to this ox that thinks that he has everything. YisraYah'ale. And he is son to the ass of Yahudah. Put your burden down of your false theses and lies. YisraYah'ale, stop thinking that you're so strong. And both of those identities are identified by both of the house of YisraYah'ale. That's what they are. That's why they can't love each other. That's why they can't get along. So he's saying to them, I came to heal the nation. And I can see the oxes of the men and daughters of Zion. They carry the heavy yoke of all of your burdens and laws in your interpretation, that they're not free. And so the Shabbat day, they're free from all of that. I see how you entreated them as asses and yoked them down, and they've been patient, and they're barren, and they bore the burden. You jackasses, you're nothing but ball asses. You know, there are those that are listening, and we hear. When I say that about asses, it's almost like we hyperventilate because we're ignorant. We have learned from ignorance. If Yah says wild asses, I'll say it. Okay? You need to get rid of your damn juvenile ways. Grow up. Not like a daughter of Zion. Grow up like a man. Stand up. Yah said to Yeshua, tell them to stand up like a man. Stop acting like little boys. Well, the children, you know, I wasn't here. My friend and I went down to check on some things. We do have a legitimate school here. You do things the way you want to. We have a legitimate school here in South Carolina. They sent us mail for all scholarships and anything of any other school. And so the inspector came, yes, the government inspector. We're not a 501c whorehouse. He was thrown awash by our children, their attitude, the nurturing. He was taken awash. He looked and said, who built this? The men? They did this because people of my hue, we're not people that can do this. Do you understand? We're not, and that's a fact. And these that say that YisraYah'ale is supposed to be pioneers and those that go forth, they haven't all of their lives haven't done one damn thing. That's a fact. Nothing but talking. Talk, talk, talk. Just like a barnyard full of chickens. That's all they do. You're on the corners in New York, in Atlanta, talk, talk, talk. Not even 10 houses out of all of them, that those that they sell YisraYah'ale, they can house them and teach them. We can't. But he was so impressed, I had to have my imam tell me again and again. And I said, make sure you bake some of that bread and put it back. I don't get we freeze it and have bread and a little honey when they come and cookies. We're eating the bread yesterday and I said, that bread is not tough. And so I ate some and I see why the little one ate 2 big pieces and I see why she did. I said, this is nice bread, really. It was nice to me. Wow. So some bread, jam. That's how you do it. I want to get back to this, all right? He said, do you not lose your eyes from the stove? Did Yahshua use the words, anos?
Yes.
Is this out of his mouth, the word eyes? Yes. You can dress it up any way you want to, hypocrite. You know what he was saying? Yeah. From the stove, and don't you lead them away to the watering of the Mayam. He has led us all here to the Mayam today. Yeah. That we can bathe in the water. Yeah. It will refresh us. And this is what this truth will do for us all today. To show you your damnable, destructive hypocrisy, how false you is. Yeah. Not your neighbor, my friend, but how false you is. Yeah. And how unreal you are. It will show you that. I'd rather be an ass any day than to be a wild ass. I don't mind the burden of living with you and being patient with you. I don't mind that burden of my prayer for you when I see that you've been out there all morning and all evening. I don't mind that. It's not a burden to me. Because I've taken the yoke of Yahshua and I've learned of him. We're nothing but wild asses of fools. You can't say that. You're insulting. You insult Yah. We damn hypocrites thinking we can pray to alter the course of the storm. All those that are there in Pakistan and India, they can't alter the tsunami. No. They can't alter the monsoon season. And when it comes, it takes everything. The babies are. Nobody in Iraq, Iran, can say to the earthquake, don't quake. This is our stupidity. Yes. You know why we think like that? Because we are wild asses. Yeah. Step between a wild ass and an ass. You understand? Yes. I want to identify that wild ass. This is what the Torah calls that which is wild. It is called Bi'oshin. Bi'oshin. B-O-O-O, Shim, S-H-E-E-M, Bi'oshin. When it's wild, it stinks. It stinks. A wild hog smells different than a domesticated hog. Fact. Fact of the matter. Fact of the matter. So I want to express that one word, Beoshim, to imply that we stink. It means those that are worthless, they're not worth a damn thing. Yes. That's why every word of Yah is pure. It's a buckler. Yeah. And the shield to us, we better hear and buckle up our minds in His truth and stop your foul emotions trying to adjudicate the cause of Yah. You need to stop that damn trash. You're going to die in the trash dump. And that's a fact. Now let's get to the real deal. Yah says to one that He loves greatly, a faithful messenger. His name was and is Hosea. Hosea. I want you to go to Hosea. All right. Hosea chapter 8. We'll read the verbiage of Yah. All right. Hosea. Yah identifies them as wild jackasses. We've allowed every kind of adulterous, idolatrous spirit to permeate our mind. And this is His nation here, isn't it? Yeah. Hosea chapter 8, verse 8. He says, YisraYah'ale, she is swallowed. She is Bela. It has a figurative indication of Bela. She has squandered. Yeah. And that's what we have done. We have taken the kindness of Yah and abused it. We have taken the kindness of our neighbors and abused it. We don't give a damn and we don't care. I wrote someone yesterday and said, I was just lazy. That's why I haven't replied. They responded to me today, that is not the case, because I know and capitalize lazy. I responded, I was lazy, because there was nothing that could have prevented me, as kind as you are to me, from answering. We don't want to think that we're dirty. Yeah. Hosea says, YisraYah'ale is Bela. She has squandered her days, the dam of YHWH. Yes. Now they shall become, or they shall be among the Gentiles, as a vessel wherein there is no pleasure. That's what we are. We do the same damn things the world does. Yeah. We lie, we cheat, we satisfy our damnable flesh. We entertain, then we go to the same activity. Something is wrong. Listen to what he says. For they have gone up to Ashur, Syria. That was the problem with the Hala and the Halabah. They loved the young men. They loved their beauty and strength. They were nothing but whores. That's what the nation is. She's a whore. Yes. She's not faithful to Yah. She hasn't been made strong. She has no true principle, doctrine of Yah. Yes. Look what it says. For they have gone up to Syria. Look what Yah calls them. A wild ferret. A wild ass. Does it say that? Yes. Does it call them a wild ass? Yes. Does it call them a wild ass? Yes. That's what it says, jackass. Yeah. We're stupid. Yes. There are folks out there will try to critique me, and I'm not boasting, my friend. I spend more time in one day than they will spend a whole week in Torah. And that's a fact. I don't say that to be verbose. I say this because I know what we need. Yes. And what I got, you got, is taking us to the gates of hell. It's not taking you no damn way. He calls them wild asses. Your pristine righteousness supersede the righteousness of Yah. You are less than a damn hypocrite. You're less than a damn hypocrite. You're damn. I'll read it again. This is from the mouth of our Abba, that he commands Hosea to speak. He said, we have grown up like a ferret. And the word ferret means a wild ass. Yes. That's what it means, a wild ass, in the secondary sense of a running wild jackass of a fool. That's what it means. And that's what we are. We are wild asses of fools. We run to every false doctrine, concept, teaching. We're wild asses. We're ran by our emotions. He says, a wild ass, alone by himself. And Ephraim has hired lovers. He's burning as a wild ass. Yes. Did not begotten this with both houses? Yes. It was just not one ass that God should send for. He sent for two. No. He says to us as asses, bear my burden, sing of me, live in me, yes. Yes. Live by me. Yes. And we frankly don't give a darn. Our minds are shuttered from him. We don't care. And we got this false, damnable deceit in our heart that think that's Islam. I love everybody. You're flat out wicked liar. I don't care if it's your mama, your daddy, the liars. Yes. I can put you through the test if you love everyone. I can go get your derelict today, come. You clean up around your house. Put them in your bed. That's love. You'll put your wicked daughter there. The hoe that just had the baby out of wedlock. You lay your wicked grandbaby there that your hoish daughter just had and give them the bed. I will. I will. We get quiet in here on that, don't we? Because you're evil. We become wild asses of fools. Son, I don't do like other men. Get 2 or 3 verses and talk from that all day. I will prove by the book. Is this Yah speaking? Yes. They're wild asses, he says. Wild asses. They're wild, they're worthless, they stink. You can smell them a mile off. The folks would say in the old days, I can smell you coming. You never heard that colloquial? All right, I can smell you coming. Because they knew what you were coming with, folly and foolishness. And so Ephraim, YisraYah'ale, she wants to have asses. She's hired lovers. Every kind of damnable God, every kind of idolatrous thing. You incorporate all those things into your life. You agree with them. You respect them, but you have no respect for Yahweh. You give credence unto all those damnable, corrupt lies. You reject me because I use the word damnable and ask. Tell me where I've used the word, something that you will call vulgar. You don't even know what the word means. And that's how ignorant we is. I'm that ignorant that I keep refreshing myself over and over and over again. And I go to details of depths. I began to search etymology and all kind of word origins. I do that. You play on the damn video games. I cause my heart to be engaged in truth. You will spend all day at Walmart. I'd rather sit there, kick up my heels on Sunday and study for a few hours. We need truth, YisraYah'ale. Feed us, Yah. He calls them wild asses. A whole lot and a whole about. Well, that's not significant. My friend, you there in the rostrum. Well, I want to ask you a question. Was there any man like Eob in the earth? He was a Sadiq man. Yes. He was upright. Yes. He yira, he feared Yah, just like Moshe. He was a living word of Yah among men. Yes. I want to ask you this question. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. I want us to identify and examine Eob, Job, chapter 6 and verse 4. Eob, he justifies himself with those men with him Were they his friends?
Yes.
Were they his friends?
Yes.
Were they his friends?
Yes.
Only when Eeyop prayed for them, Yah restored him, because they were true friends.
Yes.
And they were true friends. And Yah was saying to Eeyop, you don't realize you've got men there that are equal with you, that they love me, their hearts are real.
Yes.
And when he prayed for them, did not Yah restore them? There's one by the name of Eliphaz. He speaks to Eeyop, Eeyop 6:4. He says to Eeyop, because we're justifiers of every kind of evil thing and those that are evil. We don't justify Yah, do we?
Yeah.
We justify the most wicked. You justify the whole granddaughter, the whore's grandson, the violent daughter, the violent son, your mommy's children, and your great mommy's youngins. I will not.
Yeah.
I've never been like that. I'm not that way. Look at what Eliphaz says in Eeyop 6:4. He said, Eeyop, don't you understand that the error of the Most High are within me? Don't you understand that? He says, the poison whereof drink of my ruach, Eeyop complaining. The terror of Yah do set themselves array against me. The terror of Yah doesn't set itself array against us. We don't fear Yah. We have no traumatizing in our. We do evil things and we know we're doing it evil.
Yes.
It doesn't trouble us. Look what he says. He said, does the wild, what did he say?
Wild ass.
Huh?
Wild ass.
What? You're talking about pure messengers of Yah? Does the wild ferret, the wild ass, bray? Does he nacha? Does he cry out when he has grass? No. No! Not even the wild ass when he has grass. I don't eat grass, but I eat the lectern, the bread. Take, eat my flesh. For it is lectern, it is grass indeed. Does the wild ass, that most heathenized thing, does it cry out? Does it bray? When he has grass, we cry when we have abundance. We can share love with each other. We can share friendship.
Yes.
We can share kindness.
Yes.
We can share consideration.
Yes.
We can share all of that with each other. And yet we cry because we don't have the grass of this corruption to strengthen our damn evil ways. You think you're going to get by.
Yeah.
That's why we love being around the wicked. Because they can't condemn you. But Yah's greater than your heart, my friend. He sees your damn wicked ways.
Yes.
That's a fact. He says, or lows the ox over his fodder. Does he fight the strong one over his fodder? Does he fight the one that's eating fermented corn? No. He doesn't do that. No. He doesn't. And that's what we are. They're not here to defend YHWH. We defend every concept of evil and wickedness that's in me. It's not in someone else. That's why we can defend them and those and that one. But we don't defend nothing of Yah. It's true. See, you get upset because I use the word wild ass. Yah began in Hosea. There were nothing but wild asses. His messenger. Oh, that's not enough. Well, no. You know that I come prepared. You know that, don't you?
Yes.
All right then. Let me proceed a little further. This is the best of friends. Was so far the friend of Eeyop?
Yes.
I'll ask you a question. Was so far?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
He was his great friend. He was such a friend that Yah says, you're not going to destroy that friendship. You're going to pray for them. And then when you pray for them, these old men are older than you. Everything nothing. Everything is going to be all right. Look at this man here.
Yeah.
He's talking to his friend. Wild jackasses are fools. Look what he says to Job. And Job 11, verse 11. This is what he says to Job. Job 11:11. He said, Job, don't you understand that Yah knows vain shav? Those that are shav, they are worthless, they're empty, they're up to no damn, quote, good, unquote. He said, don't you know Yah knows people like that? You don't even know a damn vain, evil, sadistic one of hell than those that are real. Is that what he says?
Yes.
For Yah knows vain men. Men that are empty in their speech, sharp, they're full of lies, they're full of corruption. Something is wrong if we don't know vain men and vain women. You're sick in your damn mind. Look what he says. He sees wickedness also. Something is wrong with me and you. I said to my young friend in the back, I testify all the time. And I do most of the talking. I don't speak no rosy words of me. I will never be one that will not be subject to your judgment on my behavior or anything. I will never steal a damn nickel, not a dime. I will never abuse y'all's finances. Never have. Never have. In this stupid generation, I've never begged a man or anyone. I don't do that. Is it proud? No, because I will trust in Yahweh. That's to move your heart. You'll move your heart. He is the one that caused men to give unto bosom. I've never denied that. Look what he says here. Yah knows wickedness and vain speech. A semicolon. Will he not then consider it? You tell me Yah doesn't see what's in me, and he doesn't say, well, he's shallow. He's worthless. He's empty. He has nothing. Look what it says here. For vain man would be wise, though man be born like a wild ass colt. Does it say that?
Yes.
That you were born like a wild ass. Though man be born as a wild ferret ass colt, though he was born that way, it would behoove us to understand that we're not what we think we is. You can support all the grand superlatives to you and think you're the most appropriate, pristine. You're nice and kind. You're a damn lawyer. And that's the way we think of ourselves. We will do that to the world. We don't give a damn about YisraYah'ale. My friend and I once, I hadn't been to look at our property 3 miles away in 5 years. I hadn't been. So my friend and I went there, and the people next door, they were nosy. I'm glad of that. They came out, I went and introduced us to them, told them while they were here, so okay, yeah, we got you. Next door neighbor, when I first, they moved there, they were trash beyond trash. Trashy. Real trash. So I go over down to see them. So I spoke, and they looked at me like, who in the hell is this man of color? I engaged because I knew I had them. How did I know I had them? Because they were fearful. They were fearful. And so the owner of that place, he came out, he said, you don't remember me? I said, I do. I said, this place was a mess. He said, yeah, it was. I said, I know, that's right. And we began to talk. We began to engage. I know I had all of them. The other one, he didn't want to speak to me. Long story cut it short, because I'm going to get back to this. When I finished up, because I had on some fatigues in the cap, he said, are you military? I took off my head. I said, I'm a Vietnam, you're a veteran. What about that, buddy? And he saluted me. I said, no, your salute is wrong. I said, this is how you salute, buddy. Not like that. This is the way. That's how I was talking. My friend can tell you. He looks, I said, no, no. This is the proper salute. His whole tenor changed. See, he's one of them Trumpites. I got him. I don't care. When I finished, I said, you owe me. You know that, don't you? Yes, sir. I died for you. Well, I'm not counting you. You died for me. But I knew I had it. I didn't have to play it out like him because he was stupid. He was ignorant. I need some codfish. Oh, man, but he just got a 5-pounder the other day. Give me your telephone number, man. I said, I don't care if you run the dog over here. Let it run. When we know we're on your property here. I said, man, don't worry about that. See, I'm not entertaining people. We're an ignorant, stupid people. Yes. What do you ever have them eating out of our hands now? That's it. You all need to set something up over there. On that back part, I know it's dear in there, okay? Hallelujah. Can I proceed a little further? Hallelujah. This is what Yah says about Yehuda. He identifies her and YisraYah'ale, and this is a prophet. Her sins of corruption, and the only thing that Jeremiah could say about that hoe, your wild ass. Yes. Jeremiah, chapter 2, verse 22. This is what Yah says. These are Yah's words. Yah says, for though you wash with nitre or nectar, yes, you wash yourself and you use a lot of soap, you spray on your cosmetologist phony smell, yet your vain, your nasty, evil, stupid ways, it is marked. What is that? It is ingrained. It is in your mind. You can smell it in you. It's like a man that's a whiskey drinker. Okay, how he bathed. You can see the lines in his face. And when that smoke, it's ingrained in one. You understand? Yah says that what has happened to you, your sins are ingrained. You're so self-righteous and so sanctimonious. He said they're ingrained before me. Does it say me? Yes. Is that Yah? Yes. Sure it is. Saying the sovereign Almighty Yah. Yes. How can you say I'm not polluted? How can you tell me that we are not domain? See, you're self-righteous and that's not me. I'm clean. I'm an Israelite, Hebrew, Israelite. You're full of your shitto and your evil, sadistic ways. There's a comment, isn't it? Yes. You say I'm not polluted. When you have gone after Balaam, how can you say you're clean? You've gone after every god, every damnable twisted doctrine of feces. Yah says, ask us that question. Yah says, you tell me I don't see your ways in the valley. You tell me I don't see you. There's nothing hidden from the Most High. Yeah. You can't get by. I don't want to get by. I don't want to hide from Yah. I want my sins to go before me openly. Then he says, you don't even know what you have done. You don't even realize your corruption, your evil ways. He says you are a swift dromedary. You're just like a swift young camel. Think you got enough fat in your back to take you as far as you need to go. He says, traversing, listen now, her ways. You're doing things after your ways. As high as the heavens above from the earth, your ways and your ways are different. They're not the same. Traversing her ways. Then he says in verse 24, he calls her a wild ass. You're nothing but a damn wild fool. You're stupid. That's what he says. Yes. You be she. Yes. You stink. you're slutty, you're nasty, you're self-righteous. Isn't it amazing that we want those to be? I'm not going to speak with ambiguity. I'm going to speak real. It's not going to be false.
Hallelujah.
I know what words I'm using.
Yes.
Just say I'm ignorant, I don't know, preacher. You don't know what I'm saying. And those that will read all the time, but they do not lachach. I'm a student of this book. Listen to what he says. He calls them a wild ass. Used to the wilderness, you're wild. In my days they would say she's a wild thing. Boy, he's as wild as they come. You never heard that? Yes. Saying he's a damn wild fool. You know that's what they would say. Yes. She's a wild girl. You know what they would say? She's a hoe. She is a whore. But he sure was wild. You know that's the truth. Yes. We don't want to be honest with integrity. But this is what Yah says. This is what the prophet wrote down. A wild ass used to the wilderness that sniffs up the wind at his pleasure. Every man, everything she sees, she wants it. Oh, he smells so nice. And that's the way we is. Every kind of religious platform come around, we love to sniff it. And we want to study it. And you don't even do that. That's why you're taken like a wild whore. He calls you a wild ass. Yes. We shouldn't say that before the children. You will lie to your children. You will say all kinds of perverse things to them. You use language that are inappropriate, that brings ra upon them. I'm straight. Yeah. And we are a donkey. I would say that's what they call a donkey. But it's an ass, baby. Well, that is vulgar. No, you're vulgar. Because you're stupid. Yeah. If this is misappropriated, wild ass, then the whole book ain't worth a damn. Throw it away. Sure. You can't, by your own diction, pick out and replace what you think is appropriate. No. You're silly and you're a fool. Yes. Yeah. You'll have stupid emotions. That's going to hurt the babies. Well, a secular man came this week, this week, this would be the 7th day. He didn't think that. He raved at our few children. He raved at our school. He raved at their competence. Sure he did. Yeah. We just didn't give him no cookies. You know he was nice and healthy looking. That's some homemade cookies. You'll make that. I mean it. And any time any of them come, you should always feed your enemies. He's doing his job. We're doing y'all's job. Hallelujah. Make sure we got some stuff for people freeze it. We know they're coming. When they throw out, we give it to them. All right? He says you slip the wind at your own pleasure and or occasion. Who can turn away? Nobody can turn you away from your emotions. When you're wild ass of a fool, nobody's going to turn you away. Not even y'all. Yeah. Well, I know I know it doesn't mean that, but still, because they're crazy. We are crazy people. Yeah. All they that seek her will not weary themselves. All they that seek her will not weary themselves. And Yah says you will only know that fool by one thing. He said only with her footprint can they find her. A wild ass, you know where they go. Their mouths are loud. They're audacious. And that's the only way you can find a wild ass, by their footprints. I've seen women say, I know he went in there. I saw him. You didn't see him, but you know where his footsteps take him. You know where they take him. Yeah, you do. I saw her. She went in there. You know where that horse footprints take her, and the only way you will know, because she has embedded her footprint, or he has in the soil. We discount Yah nation. We don't like what he says to us and the way he talks. trying to save our wicked jackass of selves from the gutters of hell. You better grow up. That's what he's trying to do. Was that the word while asked?
Yeah.
So if Yah says it, and the prophet, can I say it? Is it legitimate for me to say it?
Yes.
Sure it is. Sure it is. That's right. If it's legitimate for Yah to say it, you're not going to tell me how to say it and what to say. Let's get back to my friend Eeyore, all right? Job. I say like this, what an ass, a wild ass we have become. You know what we become, wild asses? You never heard a mother say she runs wild. I don't know where she's at. You all have never heard that kind of statement. He's a wild, well, come on, you all. Don't be so self-righteous. He's a wild, I don't know where that boy, I worry all the time about him because he's so wild. I haven't seen him in I don't know when. There's not one of you in here that are my age or older or younger, and you're 50, you haven't heard that. It's just the truth. Hallelujah. She's wild. There was a song, it's a wild thing. And we are so self-righteous. It's pathetic and it's putrefying. When you're that self-righteous, you can't be honest with them. You can be honest with your son. I'm telling you that. You can be honest with your daughter. When you know their sins are egregious, you can't be honest. You lie to them. Damn them to hell because you're headed for hell yourself. Let's see what Eeyore says. This is Bildad, beautiful friend. He says to Eeyore in Job 24 verse 1. Eeyore 24 verse 1. This is what he says. Listen. Why? Seeing times are not hidden from Almighty Yah. You understand that? There's nothing hidden from Yah. The most powerful, he is the Shaddai. He is the most powerful. There is no one that has the power of Yah. Comma. Do they know him not see more days? Don't you understand that he sees everything? Do you know him well enough? That with his time it makes no difference. Don't you know that he is the one that gives us life? This is what our problem is. They would always send the religious whorehouse, take me back to the old landmark. You never heard that? Yes. I've been around long enough to have heard that. You all those in the apostolic and that kind of religious piltry, you've heard that. Take me back to the old landmark. This is what Bildad said. Some. We are the some, are we not? Yes. You see, we have removed the Gebula, the boundaries. We have removed the landmarks. Semicolon. Yes. They violently take away flock and feed themselves. We don't give a damn about no one. We don't care. We will take away any kind of boundaries of the landmarks of Torah. We don't teach or speak Torah. Because our lives are not worth a damn. We don't live it. True. I was glad that we could send our children before those that are the authority of the state. No state can't tell me, you lying devil. You got a tag on your car. That's how stupid these people are. Yes. You pay taxes, don't you? Yes. You jackass, wild jackass of a fool. That's how stupid they is. Nobody's going to tell me what I can do on my property. Ah, little boy, you're silly as they come. Look what it says here in verse 3. They drive away the ass. I'm glad I'm an ass. Does it say they drive away the hamor? The ones that carry the burdens of the fatherless. And they take the widow's ox for a pledge. Now these are these violent, wild jackasses. Yes. They don't give you truth. They don't tell you what is Sadiq. Not only that, but they turn the needy, the Ebron, those that are of the lower class. That's what the uproar is. They turn the needy out of, this is important. You see what it says? Out of what? The way. We're in need of Yahweh. Now I want you to retain that word. The way. All right, I'm sure something. And the poor of the earth hide themselves together. Let us come together, nation, and hide ourselves unto the indignation of your Passover. And then he says this, behold, this is what they are. As wild asses in the desert. Does it say that?
Yes.
Yah says they're like wild asses in the desert. That's what we're like. They get so hot they're burning. Like wild asses in the desert, they go forth to their work. They fashion form lies in every kind of evil thing. Rising betimes for a prey. They're looking for something to kill. They're looking to play on your stupidity. They're looking to play on you. I will let no man play on me. No woman. I don't give a damn. I don't care who they is. I don't let them do that. You play me. You didn't play me. I did that. But I will not play a fool. Back in my days, there was a song, everybody plays a fool. Sometimes, not all the time. Sometimes you play to be a fool. Sometimes. Not all the time. You're not going to play me that way. Look, listen what it says. They rise up for prey. The wilderness yield food for them and for their children. You know why those wild asses know that is much? Because we're asses, we have not bared the burden of YHWH. We have not allowed the Torah to ride in our hearts and upon us. And everything we express it by Torah. And there's plenty of food out there for them to eat. Take advantage of us and use us. That's what the wild ass does. He thinks he's getting mine. And the reason is because we have not kept the way. We have not kept the way of Yah. You say what you want to, we have not kept the way of Almighty Yah. And don't think that we can clear ourselves and think we're all right. They're wild asses. We challenge Yah, you challenge me. See, Eeyore was challenging Yah just like he was challenging his friend. And that's what we do. We challenge the messenger of Yah. Quickly, I want to go here. I want to go here to Eeyore 38. Now, if you have any captures in your Torah, you will see this is Yah talking to Eeyore. Eeyore 38, verse 4. Now, the same question is asked of you and me from Yah. Is that all right? Yeah. Now, this is Yah talking to Eeyore, is it not? Yeah. So Yah says, where were you when I laid the foundations of the old land? Declare it. If you understand, if you have understanding, if you have been all, you have the discerning power, tell me. Yah says, where were you? You think I put these men around you for vain? I despise vain men that are empty. He said, you think I put them around you? He said, where were you? Answer me. Tell me. Well, there's some verses down in chapter 39, Yah answers him. Yeah. Yah says this. He knew Eeyore was a wild ass. Yeah. He says to Eeyore 39:5. He says, who has set out the wild ass free? Does it say that? Yes. Who has set us wild asses free from our folly? Does it say that? Yes. You see how juvenile we are? If I use that expression, we become perturbed. Because it's come into you. You're wild jackass of a fool. You'll understand this in the culmination of next week. Yes, says, I'm the one, we're wild asses. I'm the one that makes you free. Whom the Son makes free is free indeed. Our stupidity is of such volume is sad. It's just sad.
Yes.
It's pathetic. It's sad. Yah says, who has sent out the wild asses free, question mark, isn't it? Or who has loosed the bands of the wild ass of the arud? Does it say that again?
Yes.
Who has loosed your bands, we wild asses? I am glad that Yahshua loosed the bands on me. I was a wild fool. I was a wild jackass. I was running wild and everything. I'm glad he did. Yah says, don't you know I'm the one that loosed your bands, you wild ass? You can call me an ass, Yah. You can call me a wild ass, as long as I know that I can have confidence in you. And I know I do. It's pathetic the way we think and the way we reason. It's pathetic how immature we are. That's why there are a lot of men don't like me. There are men that will come around me for a season, but they don't like me. Because I don't talk like them. And I deal with things beyond their sphere. I deal with sin. Many men want to deal with marginalized fellowship that's not worth a dime. I deal with sin. I deal with the corruption of our hearts. I don't say nothing in error. I know what I'm saying. I say precisely, tactful, because it's not to make a blow. It's damnable, twisted people. We're hard-headed. We're stubborn. We're self-righteous. Yah makes the wild ass free. He tells me, yo, you think, where were you when the earth was formed? I'm the one that makes him free. Whom the Son makes free. And he has caught a wild ass. I was in the house of Yehuda. I was in the house of Ephraim. And he caught me. And he set the luncheon before me. He said, now eat this, you wild ass. And maybe you can become a great ass of burden. And this world is so homogenized. There are things that I would not say. You call your friend guys. Stupid jackass of simpletons. That's what you call them. You say all kinds of things to your wife, your husband, your children. Nani found something in the house this morning. She said, them youngers did that. I'm going to bust them out. I said, hold on. I knew she was talking. All she has is tone. She said, I'm going to bust them up. I said, hold on. Hold. We just let me love them up. We just love them up. No, I'm going to bust their backside. I said, Nani, you know you're just talking. You're not going to do one thing. You just talk. You know it. I'm glad he puts the rod to me. If he didn't, I would be a bastard. He will have no love for me. I want you to scorn him. I want you to feel uncomfortable. That lets you know how nasty you is. I don't want you to feel comfortable. I don't want to feel comfortable. He's the one that set us wild asses free. We're fools. We're fools. There's no different. A noun is a word that expresses, that you can express the attributes of that thing with a verb or an adjective that adds onto the pronoun the noun, right? Okay, so you're fool. If you're foolish, you're still a fool. We're wild jackasses of fools. It is the truth. I say to us, YisraYah'ale, we must repent. Verse 39, verse 5 and 6, let me read that again. Who set out the wild ass free? Or who has loosed the bands of the wild ass? Verse 6, whose house I have made the wilderness. He made our house the wilderness. Hallelujah. He set us free as wild asses from Mitzrayim. He brought us to the Midbar. And he made us free, didn't he? He made us free by the power of YHWH HaMashiach, the word. Tell Pharaoh to let my people go. And he must let them go. He says, and the barren land is dwelling. It's barren. So you don't look for things that are common to you. You don't look for commonality in this land among this barren space. You look for those that are of the same condition that you are. And when the word of Yahweh transforms them, when they hear it, they don't harden their heart. You got to get out of that nation. We got to stop hardening our hearts and get upset. You know you harden your heart when you get mad, when you get upset. We don't want men that are honest. We want clowns like us. That's what we want. I don't mind y'all identifying me as an ass or even a brute beast, because I'm guilty of this. This is the cause. And when we are brutish and beastly, it's because this one thing has happened in our lives. Can I share that with you? Yes. Kefa extols this in 2 Peter. When he talks about the brute beast, we are dumb. And he talks about a dumb ass too, doesn't he? Yes. I'd rather be a dumb ass than a wild jackass. This is what Peter says in 2 Peter chapter 2 and verse 15. He says, Balaam, he had forsaken the ways of Yah, and that's what we have done, which have forsaken the right way. You understand that? I want you all to hold on to that, the right way, all right? The right way. And gone astray, following the ways of Balaam, the son of Bozor, who loved the wages of unrighteousness. We love the ways of unrighteousness. That's why we forsake the right way. That's why we have disdain for wisdom of Yah that identifies me and shows me my corrupt matter and my person I am. And we have forsaken the right way. What is the right way? I speak to you nothing but one thing today. It's not coming from emotionalism or some kind of superfine human being. I stink. I'm dirty. I'm vile. I'm just like the waste that comes out of me. That's what I'm going to smell like in the end. What does he mean, baby? He has forsaken the way of Yah, and we have followed after Balaam, the greed of our flesh. We have followed after our own lust. We don't give a damn. We rather have this or that than to have a loving wife or a loving husband and beautiful children. Give me a loving wife. Hell, I can live in a brush arbor. I can go build something in the woods because of that. She's going to stay with me. I don't have no doubt about that. I can build a tree house. It might be a little too high, but I'll build something where you can get in. She's not going to give me hell. She's not going to raise hell with me. She hasn't been unkind to me, unstudious to me. She hasn't. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. We have forsaken the right way. That's what he says, doesn't he? The right way there in 2 Peter 2:15. We have forsaken the right way. What is the way that is Yahshua? What brings us to the right way? Can I tell you what a master Torah told me? And it did come from someone talking in a strange voice I would know. But it's a voice that I would know because I know his name is Sharach. I want to show you the right way. Show you what the right way is. Yeah. I want to deal with that just for a little bit. All right? Yeah. The right way. We have forsaken this. Second Baruch. Baruch. Second Baruch. Hallelujah. Second Baruch. In chapter 38. This is us. Second Baruch, chapter 38. One verse. I want to read verse 2. He says, your Torah is life. Yeah. The Torah of Yah is life. Not religious function, your false love, but the Torah of Yah is life, because the Torah teaches us to love Yah with all and to love our neighbors as ourselves. Yeah. They're equal. That's life. And he says, and your wisdom is what? The right way. You cannot be unsound and uneducated in the things of Yah and trying to tell someone the right way. The only way you can bring someone to the right way, your life. And one that is walking in the right way, they will know, because one has walked in the right way of wisdom. And that's why Proverbs mutually teach us the right way. That's all it's about, the wisdom of Yah.
Yes.
His wisdom is the right way. His chukhmah, and his wisdom is correction and judgment. It brings us back. It shows us our violent evil ways. That's what his wisdom does. That's what it does. His wisdom is the right way. And it flows from the Rachem of the 7 Rachem of Yah.
Yes.
You can't have wisdom unless you fear him. Wisdom is an experience. It's a conduit where the knowledge flows. Understanding flows. It creates an experience with Yah. You ever had the experience? I had a man the other day, I saw him, he had on hats with Yah's name there. They had been here before. One time, many, many years ago. This is a superficial generation. He began to boast in what he has done. Now he thought I was impressed because he said I've preached for 23 years. And he was surprised when I spoke as the way of my life in this walk. He didn't understand. It is wife, an unclean looking Jezebel, pants on, she walks so close. We were like, lady, really, I don't even know you. And they stopped for one reason. She knew the voice. I was talking to my friend, my son. The woman knew the voice, and I want her job. He didn't get away scot-free. He said, I've come through there. I said, no, sir. You misappropriated that. You've passed by us. You have not come through Teshua. He was so quiet, he couldn't respond to me. Because he's ignorant. He knows nothing. He has no understanding. And that is what your wisdom produces, a wife like that. Get out of here. Yeah. Get out of here, man. You're the rich. You're the rush. And you're the summit. So your wisdom produced something. If that's what your wisdom produced, I don't want to be around you, man. Yeah. Hallelujah. Yeah. Fact of the matter. Can I proceed a little further? Baruch says that your Torah is life, it is chayil, it is strength. And your chukhmah, your wisdom, is the right way. Is the wisdom. It is the right way. No other way. Wisdom brings understanding. Wisdom has been processed by understanding, or understanding has been processed through the experience. The mother will say, baby girl, I've been here for a long time. I've seen a lot of things. As I can tell you, I know use education, but as I don't have that. As I can't even read right. But baby, I've been around. I've seen a lot of long things. But a wild ass will refute that. Yes. Jezebel of a daughter will refute that. An effeminate son will deny it. I don't spare not me. And you better know, we wild asses, yes, that I'm not sparing a wild ass. Yeah. Can I go a little further? Yeah. This is the most soundest knowledge you can get this day. Not that will come after this, because there are others that will speak. But this is what in Yeshua, what Abraham says to Yitzchak, his son that he loved, Yeshua, the book of Yeshua, chapter 26 and verse 25. He says this, he knew it was his time. He said, now, therefore, my son, I want you to hearken, listen. Shema, listen to my voice. And I want you to Shema, guard, YHWH 26:25. I want you to keep the commandments of Yah, your sovereign master. I want you all to keep the commandments. If I die today, you keep the commandments. You keep Yah's instructions, which I commanded you. And he says this to him. Does anyone have that? He says, do not turn from the right way either. You've been around me, son. You've seen. You have collected the multitude of wisdom. Don't turn from the right way. Don't go astray. Don't become like a wild ass. Be the ass that Yah needs. That when YHWH needs a ride, you will ride him on your back, on your testimony of truth. Your life will represent him. He said, don't forsake the right way. Either to do right, go to the right or to the left, in order that it may be well with you and your children after you forever. You see why it's not well with our children? Because we forsake the right way. I don't care. Mothers will leave testimonies. They walk right, not superficial. Not full of pretense, not like a jackass, and not in folly, not that way. I don't remember the mothers of my day clowning and jackassing. I don't remember that. Maybe you did. I watched old people. I examined them. I watched their movements. I watched everything. I'm just being honest with you. You cannot sit among the elders in my day, but I will watch. I will watch. I will watch. I would look. I would see my grandmother with a lot of those women, with anything. I don't care whether it was an occasion that you need to be sober. They were sober though. I mean, ha girl, get out of here. Oh, let me go get me some water. I never saw that. I never. That's today. I don't know what they're like, but the last one I went to is full of folly. You would always find that soberness. Everything was quiet. They moved. They didn't even want to move. Some had to use the restroom. They were scared to get up and go because it was a solemn occasion. Now they're a bunch of wild asses of fools. You can say what you want to. And they can't wait to eat and get silly as hell. I will never be a part of it. You can. I won't. You can. I will not. They get silly. They get loud. They get boisterous. Raising hell. Help me, Lord, help me. You say what you want to. I know what I'm saying. Back in the days, it wasn't that way. I remember as a young lad going, my uncle Booker T. Washington, that was his name. We call him Uncle Book when he died. He was a man you could hear the regurgitation as a young lad. I was a young boy. And Uncle Book was kind of quiet. He kind of kept to himself. I can recall those things. We didn't have no stream, but he had, Uncle Book, he had TB, tuberculosis. And I could hear him puking from the window. And it frightened me. It did. You would hear the puking, and it just, I was probably around 5 years old. And I can remember this just as sure as I'm sitting here. He had TB. He was just, he was a sick man. He was dying. He was dying. He died. And they kept his body for 2 weeks, I recall, because even his eye was becoming, they would keep bodies in months. Almost like it is in African countries like that. And folks will hold a body for a year until they get enough money to bury them in this stupidity of a way they think is appropriate. And they'll beg and sell everything to bury him. Put him in the grave in a box. Stupid. I remember that as a young boy. It was so visual. I've never forgotten that. But even the funeral and wait and all of that afterwards, I've never seen. I can remember. No, I can't remember everything. I don't remember who's there. I know who was there. Some. There was no folly, no foolishness. Last one I went to, my natural brother's death. I said, I'll never go to another one. For foolishness. They were drinking and drunkenness and eating like gluttonous dogs. Don't tell me when they die. I'm not going. That's a fact. You can, because you love the foolishness and the folly. Respect. You don't respect the damn thing. You didn't respect them when they were alive. told that old damn drunk that you loved him. You didn't even say that time you said, boy, no, that's a lie. It's a lie. You go, you do your thing. I won't. Hallelujah. He says this, don't forsake the right way. Because in doing that, then you will bring a blessing upon you and your children. That's what you will do. I'd rather be a dumb ass. Because a dumb ass, a dumb, D-U-M-B, one without knowledge or understanding, a dumb ass can identify with what's right. A wild ass of a fool will never. Look what Peter says. Let's go back to that. 2 Peter, where I began. 2 Peter, because I wanted to show us the right way we're forsaken. 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 16. He says to us, but he was rebuilt of his iniquity. 2 Peter 2:16. He calls him the dumb, aphonos, but the dumb ass. Yeah. Did Peter call him a dumb ass? Yeah. Did Peter call him a dumb ass? Yeah. But the dumb ass, that is one without the facility to speak, one that cannot verbalize it. That is what a false nose is. A false nose is a dumb ass speaking. With a mad force, forbade the madness of that jackass wild beast of a prophet. Don't you see the hands of Yah, you fool? It's going to take this to tear us down, yes, that we can be restored and healed. Yeah. And I will not. I know you're not going to walk away from it. There'll be those that will. That's all right with me. But I know it will be a few like this. Yes, and I'm just as content with a few if the whole house, because I'm looking at that one, I know what she got. Looking at that one and this one. This is corruption here. You understand? Full of, stop it. And so Yah sends warning. He corrects us. He's trying to show us his love because we're such dirty, wild jackals, jackasses of beasts. We're not even a dumb ass. Everything in life is repetitive. A doctor goes to the office and they talk about the same thing every day. Police goes to his job. He has to, the sergeant check guns, everything. Everything. We're the only stupid, dumb asses that we cannot tell us nothing. We don't want the same thing repeated. We don't want to say it over and over again. It becomes ingrained. That's why God says, your ovon, your iniquity is ingrained. You got to ingrain this stuff in us, nation. And we don't have it ingrained in our mind. True. We don't love true messengers. Yes. We love those that are phony, fake. And I say, oh, what's his name that he would say they just soft pedal the truth. What was the old man? Bishop Anderson. Bishop Anderson, you didn't have all what you thought you had. I just honored you. You didn't know how to honor me. When Hugo came through, I preached in Mount Zion. You were there. I've always let the old man preach when he comes, because I like the old man. I really like Bishop Anderson. He turned against me. And I never forgot when the service was over, I told the elder of that assembly, you just keep all, don't worry about separating the offering for us. Just keep it all. No, I'm not going to do that. I said, no, I said, elder, listen, I love you, you love me. And he turned against me as well. I said, you don't have to give me nothing. You just keep all the offerings. Whatever the people here gives from our assembly, you just keep it here, use it here. We're all right. We're in the same house. We're one. That old man looks at me like this. He's the one that started calling me elder. He looks at me. I never forgot. Because I brought that thing out, the treasures of Yah. Never forget that, teacher. The storms, the winds. This is not from the devil. This is our damnable corruption. He looks at me and says, elder, I remember what he says. I didn't know you had that kind of wisdom in you. Oh man, I honored you. You don't have nothing but the ability to read same verses. You travel all over and you use the same verses all the time. I didn't disregard the old man, but you don't have what I have, old man. I can look at your house, I can look at you, right? He didn't. He did not, son. Warren Shuller called Pastor Carl Turner. He played with the prisoners. I didn't play. They came in one day and rebuked them all. You devils. You think they jumped up and wanted to do some kung fu fighting? They began to weep, son. And I'll never forget what he said and what I preached that day. I can tell you the message. He looks at me and said, I didn't know you had that kind of stuff. Ah, because I've honored you. You didn't honor me like I honored you. I will give you offering because I love you, man. I've met nothing all my life but many false men. They have never entreated me the way I've treated them. None of them. The preachers, none of them. And I'm just being honest. There's only one man that I've met in the sense outside of this group. That's what I'm saying. That's how I came to myself. My heart beats for him. He has been more than kind to me. Hallelujah. He has loved me. I rebuked his son in his face. Yes. I don't spare no one. The man loved me. Kind to me. Hallelujah. He was. Yes. I didn't care if it was his son or his daughter. They're wrong. Yes. They're evil. Didn't make me any difference. Yeah. Can I proceed here? Yes. This is my friend I want to get to here. The dumbass forbade them. We have forsaken. I want to touch on that right way one more time. Can I do that? Yeah. Oh, I don't know if I finish all of it. But that's all right. If I don't finish it all, I'll continue it next time and then show us the wild jackasses of fools. Now, I'm in trouble. If I call the nation, we're fools, we're foolish, and they contradict what YHWH says. Now, YHWH can't call us fools either. He can't speak contradictory, can he? Shaul can't call us fools. This is how stupid we is. You got to look at every word. Hallelujah. And I look at thousands and thousands, and I'll retain them all, of key things when I study. But there are those as I search, that one stands that greater. I only have the capacity of wisdom to understand that one. So tell me you got a cue card or two, you're going to teach us something? You can't teach me nothing from a cue card. Yeah. You're going to just talk. I'm talking from the scripture, right? Yeah. Let's go to Sirach quickly. Sirach 5:11. Look at this. This is my attitude right here. Sirach chapter 15 and 11. Sirach 15:11. Look what it says. Do not say, because of Yah, I've left the right way. That's the way. Well, because you did that to me, that's why I did that to you. That's evil. Yes. He says, don't even try. You're going to say, Yah has left me, so I might as well. Well, my man is gone. I'm just going to do my thing. My woman, so I'm going to do my thing. Don't say because Yah has left, I have left the right way. For you ought not to do the things that he hates. The things that Yah hates. Yes. He hates them. Someday he despises it. What? Do not say, it was he that led me astray. Don't tell me Yah led us astray as wild asses, fools. For he has no need of a sinful man. Do you all hear that? Yes. Does it say that? Yes. Yah doesn't have any fellowship with the sinful man. He doesn't hear the prayers of your whorish sons and daughters, your whorish grand. He doesn't hear that prayer. For we know that Yah hears not the prayer of a sinful man or the wicked, but he hears the prayers, the tefillot of those that that worship him. Yeah. Mama, I prayed. It doesn't mean a damn thing. I'm going to pray with you, baby. It doesn't mean a damn thing, old man, old woman. It means nothing. You tell them they're wicked. Get on your. You need to repent. You got to say it like that. You can't say, well, baby, you're a wicked dog. Do not say it was he who led me astray, for he has no need of a sinful man. I don't either. Look what it says. Yah hates all abomination to Abba. He hates them all. And they are not. And they are not. And they are not loved by those that fear Yah. You know it's filthy. Yeah. You know she's a filthy dog out of the gutters of hell. And those that love Yah do not embrace it. You don't give a damn about the Most High. You will embrace any kind of abomination. You will justify because you're wild jackasses of fools running and praying together. That's why you can laugh and have all things in common. That's why you do it. Yes. That's why. Yes. And that's why we come do it. I have no fellowship with the evil workings of darkness, with the wicked. I don't want it. The man denies YHWH HaMashiach. I don't want to, I will treat all men right. I don't care who the man is. But I'm not going to sit down and break bread with him. I'm not going to sit down, no. Well, Yeshua did that. You're so ignorant, you don't even know what you're saying. You're saying everything that everyone else is saying already. And those, he says, and those, he says, and they are not loved by those that fear Yah. Does it say that? Yes. Does it say that? Yes. They are not embraced by those. You know that I'm an abominable dog. You're not going to embrace me. I don't shake that. Very few men I shake their hand. I give them some bump, baby. Oh, fellow, we saw my son. I gave him some bump, and I didn't even want his wife close to me. It's a nasty thing. Weird call on. How do you teach the young daughters the beauty of their pristine coloration of their skin and the beauty of their hair? I was looking at books this morning. There's a story that it continues like this little young girl of her here talks about the beauty of my hair. Look how beautiful I am. I'm so beautiful. You're so beautiful, your skin. I do things to enhance the community. This morning I was looking at trampolines and everything. No, I'm not going to buy anything. I said to my insurance, I'm tearing all that out. She said, who gave you the right? And I said, you don't have the right to do that. I said, I'm tearing everything out. And I will build you beautiful flower beds. And I have what's a duck, my king. They have them all drip. The only thing I do is go, that's right. Turn the water fountain on. You don't even have to water them. All right. I'm tearing it all down. She knows she's not going to stop me from tearing it down. I'm tearing the fence down. You're going to drop all the trees. And by January, we tear the playground up. What you're going to get, you will be happy as a frog on a lily pad. You will. You're going to enjoy it. And you like to have a nice building where you got a big old 17-foot trampoline. You can jump up and touch the ceiling. And cut flips is so big that's nicer, isn't it? You got swings and things and it's beautiful. How are you going to do that? Well, when the money's come, they're going to come. We're going to do it. So I began now. I do it by email. Let me move quickly here. Shirach tells us, Shirach tells me in hallelujah. Let me go here quickly. Because we have forsaken the right way, I will tell you what will come upon us or what have come up in us. Let's go to Isaiah YHWH. We're wild asses. Yes. If this prophet calls me that, then he hasn't lied to me, has he? Can I speak what he speaks? Yes. Let's go to YHWH chapter 32, verse 13. Let me ask you this. Are you Yah's my people? Are you the people of Yah? Yes. Are you the people of Yah? Yes. Are you his people? So YHWH, Isaiah 32:13, he says, upon the land my people. Does that include you? Yes. It includes me. Yes. It includes me. Yes. My people shall come up thorns and briars, yes, upon all the house of joy in the joyous city. Yeah. He said, this is what they have sown. This is what their iniquity is going to bring upon them. Nothing but thorns and briars. And we're prickly with each other, are we not? Yeah. We tend our thorns and our little attitude, doesn't it? Yeah. He said, that's all will come up. Isaiah 32:14. He said, first of all, because the Arum, the house, the palace, or the place on our mind, the Arum, this is the palace of Yahshua. He said, the palace shall be not touched. We have forsaken feeding our hearts, our minds, with the spiritual delights of Yah. Have we not? Yes. Sure we have. He said, it shall be forsaken. It shall be not touched. We're going to cut off the ways of Yah. We're going to cut off thinking about Yah. We're going to cut off our delight in Yah. We're going to reject Him. He says the multitude of the city shall be left. The forts of the guarding things of the Ruach, the forts and the towers shall be dens forever. That's a comment. Yeah. It's a statement that stands by itself. A joy because we have not protected Yah. The wild jackass is like you because you're a wild jackass. It's going to be a joy of wild asses. That's what he said. Yeah. So we're going to embrace the wild jackasses. We're going to embrace them in their folly because we have left the things of Yah undone. We have not maintained the palace of Yah. Our mind, don't you know our bodies? It's the palace of Almighty Yah. Yeah. It's going to be a haven for wild asses. They're going to laugh and clown because they know you're a wild ass. And it's going to become a place of joy. And they're going to laugh and be, yeah. I don't care if you don't love me. Yeah. Yeah. My mother would tell me, I don't love you, I hate you. I knew she loved me. She didn't know what love was. My mother didn't know what love was. I hate you. You make me sick. I hate you. What would you do? I would go cry. That's a bruising thing to tell a child. I hate you. I had no one I could talk to and tell them that. So what did I do? I wanted my mother to love me. So I did things that would not disrupt the home and things of that nature. That's cold. And as I grew older, I understood she had never been loved. 6 children by 6 different men. No man had loved her. Her mother didn't teach her love and caring. So she didn't know. I did hope my mother did that. It is a fact of the matter. But before she died, she would always tell me, I wish all of my children were like you. I wish they were like you. Baby, you know I love you. I knew you loved me back then. It was your frustrations, your agony. As I grew up, matured, I was able to understand. He said, it shall come a joy of wild asses, a pasture of flocks. That's what we have become. We are a bunch of wild asses. Yes. We love to flock together like wild asses and bray. You got some of them chicken wings up there? Until. You sing that song. Let your ruach move all upon me. You'll revive that. You can sing it different. Yes. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Let your ruach flow me. Yah says until. I like that. He says until. Your wild asses until. I like that part. Just that one word. Until. Until. Until the ruach be poured out on us from high. Yes. Pour out your ruach upon me, Yah. Pour it on me. Pour it out. Pour your ruach upon me. Let it fill my mind. Let it enrapture me, oh Yah. I'm a wild ass. I'm foolish. Yes. I've been a fool all of my life. Pour out your ruach upon me. Let it flow from the heavens above. Pour it out on me, Yah. Pour out your ruach I have run like a wild horse, like a fool of a man. I can wait until you pour out your ruach, pour it upon me, oh yeah. Pour your ruach. I don't need words. I don't need no music. I sing from here. I sing from here. From my heart. Until the ruach be poured out on high. And then the wilderness is going to become a fruitful field. And the fruitful field be counted for forest. You won't get lost. There's going to be enough there for you. Forest with teeming life and everything. You need the ruach, the fear of Yah, the ruachem of Yah. Then he says in verse 16, then judgment shall dwell in the wilderness. We've been some wild things without judgment, have we not? Yes. Then judgment shall dwell among us. Isn't that beautiful? I love that. You don't have to. Then judgment will dwell in the wilderness. Listen. And righteousness remain in the fruitful field. We got to get it down deep in us. We got to draw from all the minerals of the resources. Can I do it by myself? No. Neither can you. I say to my friend here, we both are laboring in our own ways to make sure the gardens are greatly producing next year. We always talk with each other. You want to know, what about this? Or, you know what, I read this, and I'm looking, I said, it makes sense. We're going to do that. And so we can have fruit. And so you got to always, you had to go down deep. You had to go down deep. And that's all. Did you learn? That tractor got stuck in that. We can't get stuck in our own ways and our own ways. And that time, that's real, that. Well, she's a bad girl. She's a bad girl. That tractor's a bad girl. We paid $750 for it. Man said, I parked it there. Stop running, you can have it. He probably give it $100 for it. We can get $3,000 or $4,000 off of that tractor right now. And so she was sinking down in there, and my son said, no, I'm the master of this wheel. I know how to work you, and I'm watching her. I'm watching her. She throwing up her hands, hallelujah. And Big Daddy said, you go to hallelujah. Get on down here, girl. And she put it up. That's I like that. I can just watch him do that. I said, now we're going to bottom plow it. We're going to put everything up to the top. Sometimes you got to get all that out of your gut. It's got to come up. It's got to be revealed what's in you.
Hallelujah.
It's got to be revealed. He said, there are things that are on the top surface, they're impeding the growth. And that's okay. So he put me onto something. So I go look at it. Although it's not organic material there, there are micronutrients that we need. I'm happy about that. I'm so happy. I am, because I know what we're going to do next year. I spend more time, you always think I'm talking, preparing for the spring and the fall, than you prepare for all year. That's fact. Notes. We get it right, big man. I'm going to close in a minute. I want to read, and then we're going to continue. I'm going to bring this up, and then next week we're going to have part 2, all right? I want you to judge me and see if I misappropriated the words in any fashion, in any way. May I be down, and may Yah judge me. May He. We got to get out of this synthesized emotion that we have.
Hallelujah.
It's going to take you into hell.
Yes.
And that's a fact. That's a fact. Hallelujah. 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 I want His ruach to be poured out upon me. Pour us from high. Then judgment shall dwell in the wilderness, and righteousness remain in the fruitful field. That's the only way you're going to maintain a righteous field in your life. There must be judgment. Yes. I don't care what any of these Akim say, it judges. I don't care what he says, it judges me. Everything that is spoken, it judges me. It corrects me. Judgment is a form of Musa. It counsels me and show me there's nothing of my own strength I can do perform or grant unto Yah that he doesn't give me the breath and the life to do it. Yeah. It's him, nation. Yeah. It's him. What I believe in Mother Earth, I would ask you a question about Mother Earth. When those hurricanes come through, do you, you can't bargain with Mother Earth, can you? When the winds blow. You cannot adjudicate with Mother Earth. When the storms flow and wash away the livelihood of death and all among people. Yes. Mother Earth did that, didn't she? Yes. That's what you said. You cannot adjudicate your cause with her. Neither can you before Yah. The only cause we can be adjudicated by is the cause of YHWH, HaMashiach, yes, and nothing else. Yes. Let me go a little farther here, quickly. He says, in the wilderness, he's going to return the judgment back there, and the fruit of his righteousness shall flow. Yeah. Is that what he says in Isaiah? Yeah. But let me point our attention to 2 more verses, and I'm going to close, okay? Sirach, quickly. Sirach 13, write these down. Sirach 13:19. And I want to identify this vile thing. It's in 1 Peter 5:8. So get me Sirach 13:19 first, all right? You got that? Yeah. Oh, man. This is what the prophet says, the messenger. Sirach 13:19. Losses! That's what we are. Yes. They're in the wilderness. That's why we're waiting for the Ruach to be poured out in a mighty way, the latter rain. They are the prey of lions. They are. Yeah. Likewise, the rich eat up the poor. Who is this lion? What is Sirach saying here? Do you see anything in it different? Who has 1 Peter 5:8? Go read it, stand up. I know I'm sitting down. I want someone who's got that 1 Peter 5:8. Come on, Zakim, whatever you want. With the resolve sounding. This is what Yah commands us here in 1 Peter 5:8. What it says? 1 Peter 5:8. You stood up, you should have had it. 1 Peter 5:8.
It says, be sober.
Stop there. Don't be drunken in your deceit. He says, be what?
Sober.
Sober. So came to me. Find me again, Sirach 13:19. All right, stand up for me. Sirach 13:19 says what? Read that again.
Wild asses.
Wild asses. What?
In the wilderness.
They're in the wilderness to be mitzvah. Have what?
Of the prey.
Of the prey of what?
Of lions.
Of who?
Lions.
Of lions. You see what he says? Now you telling me Kafah commands me to be what?
Sober.
Be sober. What else?
And vigilant.
Be clear conscious. Be energized. Be vigilant. Why?
For your adversary.
For who?
Your adversary.
For who?
Your adversary.
Your adversary. Who is he?
The devil.
Hashatan. How do I know him? Because, read that again, Zakim Benjamin.
Wild asses.
Wild asses.
In the wilderness.
In the wilderness.
Of the prey.
Of the prey.
Of lions.
Of lions. Read that out, Zakim. As a what?
Roaring.
As a what?
Roaring.
Roaring what?
Lion.
Lion.
Hallelujah.
We're wild asses. That's where the devil eats us up.
Yes.
We're stupid. That's why the devil eats us up. We're juvenile and petty as hell.
Yes.
He walks as a roaring lion. We're wild asses in the wilderness. Yes. We need the wrath of Yah poured upon us. There's one that is our adversary. I'm not your adversary, man. I'm not your adversary.
No.
Yeah.
Walks about as a roaring lion. Yes. Doing what, Zakim?
Say walking about.
As what?
A roaring lion.
As a roaring lion. For what reason?
Seeking.
Seeking what?
Seeking.
Seeking.
Whom he may.
Whom he may what?
Devour.
A wild lion only devours a wild jackass. It doesn't have the strength to my Zakim. It doesn't have the ability to fight back like a giraffe over hippopotamus. I'm going to stop there. Is that all right?
Yeah.
I don't care if you don't like me. And that's what the wild ass is for. He's the male. That one that walks about. How does he walk about? Seeking to devour. He implant lies in your mind. In every kind of damnable corruption there is. Every kind of violent, conceited lie against Yahweh. That's what he does. He is Nahash. He plants deception and lies in our minds. He talks to us how? By me. You talk to yourself more than I do. You tell yourself lies. You're self-righteous. You make yourself righteous. That's what he is. He's going to devour us. We better be careful and get on our P's and Q's. And the only way you're going to do that, judge me, young. Let your judgment flow upon me. Show me that I'm a wild ass. And bring me back to the fold where I will know where my master's crib is. Only an ass knows where his master's crib is. We don't even know where our master's crib is. Only an ass knows that. A wild jackass of a fool doesn't know that. Wild jackass of fools. YisraYah'ale Truth. Take that home. Bake you some biscuits on that. I want your comments. I want your opposition because I am a killer. As I am. I'm a killer. I don't play. I wasn't born to play. I don't have a lot of years left. So I'm going to make sure that I don't bear the sword of Yah in vain. Is that all right? I like that. I like Yah correcting me the way he did today. You're not going to get this anywhere. Now, this is too simple because everyone wants to be right. This is simple here. Was that simple? Was everything coordinated? Yeah. Son, I don't sit down and say I'm going to teach it. I let the Torah teach me. I let the Torah show me everything. You understand? I don't come in here with something that I preconceive. The Torah teaches me. And out of one message, I come away with 10. It's taxing on me sometimes because I got so many that are over there that have started. I know I'll never be able to teach them. I don't want to. Something happens or brothers are laboring, they need something here. Look at 3 or 4. Tell me what you think. You don't have to, I'm not telling nobody what to say. Professor doesn't tell you what to say when you go to college. Give you something to read. He gives you something to read. He tells you the passage to read. And you formalize that by the same spirit as the professor. He's your teacher, so you acknowledge that and you take advice to what he says. What's wrong with that? We're crazy people. I like that message. Did it make sense, my son? All right. We ain't plowing with no wild asses, all right? We using the tractor. She doesn't talk back. She digs deep. And I want that big plowing in next, all right? Bless you all, YisraYah'ale. Be encouraged. I am. You don't love nobody preaching. Well, I love Yah. And if I love Yah, then somewhere there's some love for you. Fact of the matter. I love his nation, I love his people. And I love being with them. I love it. I say to my wife, I would not want to live any other way, baby. And I'm glad I have an issue like that. You follow me to the grave. I'm glad I got somebody like that. I'm glad for her. No, I don't talk about her every Shabbat. Every now and then I do. I'm glad. I haven't abused her. I haven't treated her wrong. And she sure as hell is not going to abuse me and talk to me when she never has. I'm mad at you. I like that. I like them fights like that. Look at it. I like them kind of fights. Oh, my. That's right. That's what you do. And the little lip began to, you know. Just like, got you. I love the rewards. I do. She's laughing at that, see? It's funny. It's funny. Is it funny? Tell me, is it? It is. It is funny. I want it to be funny. Bless you all, nation. I'm not a clown. I'm not a jokester. I declare unto you the full counsel of Yahweh.
Hallelujah.
His truth today. Have you found where I made error in this teaching? Show me. They don't come in with one verse now. Because that is just part of the story. That's just some of it. The rest is yet to come. May Yah's riches fill your hearts. Be strong, nation. Love Yah. Be encouraged each other. And let's not get discouraged for the little menial things or things that's going to happen in our lives. And let's just, and I'm so glad I got others, just a few of us that can share those great agonies with me. I am. Hallelujah. As the old folks say, I just can't do it by myself, people. And I can't. I don't want to do it by myself. I want to be with the nation, the house of YisraYah'ale. And listen, don't come here with your foolishness. I'm not going to allow the Zachi'im. They're not going to allow it. You're not coming here to tell us how to run a school. We're not going to let you do that. When one of the inspectors came and said, you're doing an excellent job, I love it, your children. You're not coming here with your wild children that are wild and trying to tell a mother here how to discipline. You can't come here with that. You're not coming here to tell me how to, what needs to be built in when you never built. You haven't, as a young boy I was building with rocks and nails, rusty nails. I was building scooters and all those kinds of things. I was building as a young boy. So you think I'll let a clown come here and tell me? When the inspector came, he has nothing to do with our construct, but he was enraged behind that. Wow, this is nice. I said to my email, you know what he's going to do? He's going to go inspect that school. He's going to say, there's a school down there. They really... It wouldn't hurt you all to get in contact with them. I don't want to be bothered with those people, the sons and daughters, the Hoy's daughters. One said, well, why don't you let the children of the school come up here and do tour? I said, I'm not letting them do anything. I don't have anything to prove to the students or the teachers. I said, no, I'm not going to do a thing. Those little nasty gals come over here and they will urinate on the floor and they will defecate in place. They don't tell me what they want to do. Them little beasts of animals, they're not coming in here. Little devils. They do things out of spite. And you think they're coming here to do that to our land? You will go to hell, woman. I don't have to prove nothing to those fools. Nothing. You can't, but not us here. Well, maybe they'll understand, but they're not going to understand a damn thing. They live with their mom and daddy. They don't understand them. That's why I say they don't understand their mom and daddy. How in the hell are they going to understand me? They come in dressing like little whores and do something filthy because they say it's a holy place. I want to do something. I'm not letting them damn devils come over here. You can let them come, but they're not coming here. Spread the news too. And you're not coming here with your devilish self and your devilish hard-headed youngins. They're going to obey here. That's a fact. They're not coming here like fools. Everybody thinks that their babies are so pristine. They can be as crazy as they come. And they're not coming here with that. I don't care if you don't like me. I don't care if you don't love me. I don't care if you don't care for me. It makes me no difference. I don't care. Do you understand? It makes me no different. None whatsoever. No skin off of my chin. And it's certainly no hair from my face. That's a fact of it. We're going to do things Yah's way. And just don't come here unless you have listened to us long enough. You know what they expect. You know what they expect. Take off your whole jewelry, your earrings and all of that, and your nose rings. You're not coming here that way. You're not coming with your punkish sons with skin-tight pants on. They're not coming here that way. And your sons with earrings in the ears, they're not coming here that way. You can go where you want to, but you're not coming here that way. Fact of the matter. You're not coming here like some cartoon of a character. That's what you are anyway, a cartoon of a character. You're a clown. You're not coming here that way. Fact of the matter. Now, I don't care if you don't like me. We have quite a few people listening. They don't support me. Few of them that do that. So you think that I'm going to let you instruct me? You're listening to me and tell me, no, you're not here because I heard you. You heard us here and you came. So you're not coming here to tell us nothing. You can tell me more by your actions and the way you carry yourself. I can tell at a studious man. They came all the way from Indonesia. Where is they now? Because they didn't like the talk of a faggot son and faggots. That's a fact. Come all the way from Colorado if you're listening. Hasn't contacted me since then. You all get carried away because you're silly. And you think they're nice. Oh, they're beautiful. No, they're not. No one is going to come here and tell us like that. I'm not going to let it happen. Period. Come here and work with me. Come here and build a house with me. I got a lot of building I need to do this on. I got that deck I need to finish. Barking, yoga, and all that. Let's work until the 12. We're going to finish at 12. Mama needs to go to Walmart and take care of Walmart business. But we're going to work 2 hours tomorrow. It's going to be cold in the morning, all right? Yeah. But you're not coming here with that. I'll be all right. You all can leave. I'm all right. I don't mind being by myself. You and I, we're handling. You're safe and I, we're handling. You said nothing back there. You stay here with me. You're safe, Will. I know you will. So be encouraged, be sure. Be encouraged. Be strong. We gotta get that deck done. We gotta get that deck down because I need my friend back there to paint it. He's ready. He's ready to paint. Not a painting we need to do. We need to get the fence down. This is the Shabbat. But I still talk about it. So you that are listening, send a gift today. Send an offering. If I was wrong, send me a letter and say, devil, you're going to hell. I don't have no problem with that. And if it's right, send an offering. All of you, there's enough that if you all send $20, it'll be a tremendous gift to this community. Yeah, Barak. Let us stand to our feet. Hallelujah. Be encouraged. I am. In all things we do, Barak Abba, as we enjoy the pleasantry of your great riches. Bless you in Yahshua's name, your nation, your people scattered abroad, touch us all. Your healing power rest upon us all. Heal your nation, your daughters, your sons scattered throughout the world, and teach us your way perfectly and plain. Hallelujah. And let us not compromise your truth because of our emotions. We will serve you with all that you have granted unto us. In Yahshua's mighty name, bless, I pray, feed your nation scattered abroad, heal us. In Yahshua's mighty name. Hallelujah.
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 Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Shalom.
Hallelujah.
I told him
So somebody, I don't know. In my room. So you should read it. But it only class, I don't know.
Come, let us reason.